Zayn Malik teases powerful new rap track, Fuchsia Sea, sparks conversation about past with One Direction. Zayn Malik has stunned fans once again, this time not with his vocals, but by teasing his debut rap track, Fuchsia Sea, a song that's already making waves across social media. The former One Direction member, who's known for his soulful voice and artistic experimentation, dropped a glimpse of his new musical direction along with a snippet of the lyrics on his Instagram story. But it wasn't just the beat or the delivery that caught attention, it was the words. The lyrics are raw, emotional, and unapologetically honest. In Fuchsia Sea, Zayn seems to confront personal struggles and past experiences, particularly pointing toward the racial discrimination and emotional hardships he might have endured during his time in One Direction. Some fans believe the song contains subtle digs at how he was treated within the band, sparking a flurry of discussion online. One of the most talked about verses reads, "Rise and fall. I fight intimidation. Imagination lack across nation. Got my back against the wall. So much they think I got a brick fascination. Do you remember every conversation?" In these lines, Zayn appears to be reflecting on the pressure and isolation he faced. The phrase, "fight intimidation," suggests he was battling forces that tried to suppress or control him, possibly pointing to the intense scrutiny he faced as the only member of South Asian descent in a globally celebrated boy band. The metaphor of a brick fascination could be a creative nod to how people misread his silence, strength, or background. He goes on, "'Cause I've been conscious of every connotation, and while they concentrate on their elevation, I've got a round trip to the constellation. I'm a convert to the concert, and I did that for inflation." This part may speak to how Zayn, while observing the actions and ambitions of others in the group, stayed aware of how every move he made was interpreted differently. The round trip to the constellation could symbolize his spiritual or creative journey, leaving the mainstream and returning with renewed clarity. The clever wordplay in "convert to the concert" and "did that for inflation" suggests how fame and pressure warped his purpose at times. But perhaps the most controversial and emotionally charged line from the lyrics is, "'Cause I worked hard in a white band, and they still laughed at the Asian. Left a blue mark on a white flag. Then used blood for the painting." This verse has led many to believe that Zayn is directly referencing his time in One Direction. By calling it a white band, he may be emphasizing the racial disparity and the microaggressions he felt. The line, "they still laughed at the Asian," is particularly striking, potentially pointing to moments where he felt mocked, misunderstood, or marginalized because of his ethnicity. The imagery of a blue mark on a white flag followed by blood for the painting evokes a powerful picture of pain, surrender, and transformation. Since leaving One Direction in 2015, Zayn has walked a different path than his former bandmates. He's often remained private and distanced from the spotlight, yet continued to evolve as an artist, experimenting with sound, genre, and lyricism. Over the years, his relationship with the group remained complex and occasionally tense. However, following the tragic death of former bandmate Liam Payne, fans noticed what seemed to be a softening in the dynamic between Zayn and Louis Tomlinson. The two were seen together after one of Zayn's recent concerts, and even followed each other on Instagram, something fans had long hoped would happen. The sighting sparked excitement and hope that old wounds were healing and that the remaining members were reconnecting in the face of shared grief. Yet, the emotionally charged lyrics in Fuchsia Sea have reignited concerns. Some worry that the song's underlying message might strain Zayn's renewed connection with Louis. While there's no mention of any bandmate by name, the speculation around who the lyrics are aimed at is strong. Fans fear that even if unintended, the timing and tone of the lyrics might be interpreted as a jab at the entire group, potentially threatening the fragile reconciliation. Still, many fans have come to Zayn's defense, praising him for using his platform to speak his truth. They believe Fuchsia Sea is not a diss track but a deeply personal expression of experiences that have long been kept quiet. For an artist like Zayn, who has often been called mysterious or elusive, this is perhaps the clearest window into his emotional landscape. Others argue that the song is a necessary reflection of the challenges faced by people of color in predominantly white industries, including the music business. Zayn's honesty, even if it stirs discomfort, is seen by many as brave. The track has already resonated deeply with listeners who identify with the struggle of being the other in high-pressure environments. As Fuchsia Sea gains traction, it's clear that Zayn Malik is not simply returning to music. He's doing it with intention. He's using his voice in a new way, and this time it's not just about hitting the high notes, it's about telling his story. Whether or not this song impacts his personal relationships remains to be seen. What's certain though is that Zayn has taken a bold step forward, blending art with personal history, and opening the door to conversations that are long overdue. In the end, Fuchsia Sea might not be just a rap track. It could very well be Zayn Malik's most important work yet, a declaration of self, a reflection of pain, and a powerful anthem for those who felt unheard.